I think if you're going to give the vote to the people, then the people's vote should determine that's if you're going to give the vote to the people. If you as an elected official decide that we should decide this, then that's different. But if you're going to give the vote to the people, then listen to what the people had to say.
A lot can happen in a week, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When faced with intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On today's panel, Jack Young, artistic director of this year's just completed Houston Shakespeare Festival. That's why he's smiling. Mary Flood, legal consultant at Andrevet Legal Media and Marketing, and Marcus Davis, owner of the Breakfast Club restaurant. Jack, Mary, Marcus, welcome to Houston Matters.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Panel, late last night, Conroe's City Council decided not to place a binding proposition on the ballot over that city's use of flock cameras. That stands in, partial contrast to what happened in League City this week. There, voters will offer their opinions in November on whether or not the city should continue to use the cameras. League City Council members Tuesday voted unanimously to add a non-binding proposition to November ballots, seeking League City voters' thoughts on the automated license plate reader cameras placed on public roadways. As these two votes this week reinforce, there's been a lot of attention lately on the cameras which can assist law enforcement in things like the recovery of stolen vehicles or the pursuit of dangerous criminals, but they can potentially also be abused by law enforcement or others who gain access, which raises, among other things, privacy concerns. As Juliana Washburn from Houston Public Media's Galveston Bureau reported Wednesday, the ultimate decision will still be in League City Council's hands. League City voters will weigh in on flock cameras, but council there could ignore them, while despite the question, that same question will not be posed, I should say, to Conroe voters at all. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Jack Young, start us off.
Good with an asterisk, I suppose. I mean, yay for League City. Not sure about Conroe, and I'm going to put the asterisk in there because I'm sure what's here, or I'm going to guess, is that there's probably some contract from Flock that says you bail, you have to pay this much money. So one side, our friends down in League City are going to put it to the voters so it can turn into the spouse excuse. Oh, I didn't want to do it, but my spouse said it tried to do it, so that might be a way. And if they can delay it all the way to November, maybe they can play this through the contract long enough that they can find some way to extricate themselves from this. Because what could go wrong? I mean, just ask Hal 2000 about asking to open the pod bay door. So I'm not sure I'm ready to trust our robot overlords yet to be tracking traffic yet. So I'm going to be on the side, if I were down in League City, to go, nope, let's stop this. And I'm sorry that our friends in Conroe aren't going to get a chance to weigh in, but I'm not ready to trust the robot overlords. I think on Facebook I saw some young man who had been handed a fine for this and had no way to get to the service to pay the fine that he was supposed to pay, even though he wasn't even in the city when the flock camera supposedly caught him on camera doing something wrong. So maybe they're all out there being Wall-E and be nice, benevolent little robots, but I kind of doubt it.
Okay, good, bad, or ugly, Mary Flood.
I'm going to be so suspicious of you now if you say your wife told you had to do something, but it's bad on bad for me. One, the fact that they're having people vote, but they're saying, we're just curious. It's not like we're going to pay attention, but we're just curious. That kind of bothers me. But what really bothers me is flock. I think it's incredibly dangerous at this time where our federal government especially is not paying attention to our constitutional rights at all, especially the Fourth Amendment. And we see ICE illegally searching, illegally detaining people, illegally racially profiling, and not paying any attention to actual court orders. In this atmosphere, to have these ubiquitous cameras, and they are becoming ubiquitous with there more than 120,000 around now, out there, it just seems like a really bad idea. And yeah, they can see if you go to the grocery store, but what's more important, they can see if you go to a protest. And ICE has already gone after people who protested against them outside of their facilities. And I just think it's incredibly dangerous. And the Washington Post recently has run a series on police officers who've abused it, looked for their boyfriend's ex-girlfriend and their spouse and all sorts of other things. It reminds me of Ring, which also concerns me because we know there have been police abuses with Ring and that there are hackers who get into people's Wi-Fi with Ring. And, I would think the same thing could happen here. I just hope that the people of League City and the city council there considers not the country we used to be, but the country we are right now and what can happen with these cameras.
Thank goodness we are in a studio right now that doesn't have cameras everywhere. Good, bad, or ugly. Marcus Davis.
This is actually pretty ugly. Starting with Conroe denying the citizens' voice from being heard. Two, I agree with Mary, because when I read it, I said, so what, are they using the vote as a survey or as an opinion
Essentially,
poll?
I mean, they characterize it as such, as like a straw poll.
And so if that's the case, then go ahead and just survey your constituents. But when you ask them to come to the ballot box, that's a serious action, right? And that voice that they use should be heard. It shouldn't be, well, tell us what you think, and then we'll just decide whether or not you're right or you're wrong. I think if you're going to give the vote to the people, then the people's vote should determine what. That's if you're going to give the vote to the people. If you as an elected official decide that we should decide this, then that's different. But if you're going to give the vote to the people, then listen to what the people had to say. And if they don't, League City and beyond. If they don't, then follow the money. Go and find out which one of your council members gets campaign contributions from the lobbyists and or the company for the cameras themselves, because that's the reason. It's not going to be because public safety. It's not going to be because we thought we weighed the pros and the cons. It's going to be simply because of a check that was written and the ink is dried and they've decided based on that. The larger problem is what Mary alluded to. This is not a League City or Conroe incident. This is a national erosion that's occurring. There are up to about 12 to 15 states with multiple police departments that have discovered that police are abusing authority. I have long talked about the abuse of authority by police officers, and this is one of those things that Lord Acton wrote years ago. Power corrupts, absolutely. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And when you have incidents of stalking, incidents of revenge in the hands of people that have the people's trust, I don't trust officers with this type of authority.
Panel, Waller County's growth in recent years has been well documented, but the practical realities of so many people moving there so quickly came to a head this week. The new school year began Tuesday at Waller ISD, just not for everybody because of a backlog of hundreds of student registrations. As Houston Public Media's Bianca Seward reported Thursday, the district's registered more than 2,100 new students, increasing its overall population by 20%. Just last year, the new student registration was 1,100, so the growth isn't just big, it's increasing, and dramatically. The district noted on its website this week that due to high volume, the current review time for student applications is approximately 5 to 7 business days. Waller ISD scrambles to get an influx of new students registered for school. Is this good, bad, or ugly, Mary?
It's kind of good, bad. I think it's good that there's growth out there. Probably it's good for Waller and Waller County. I'm sorry that this has happened to the administrators and the parents, and especially the angst-filled tweens and teens, who I think probably are the worst off here. Elementary schools kids may not know as much about what's going on. I mean, maybe they're happy to have a week or 10 days, because what is it, up to 7 business days, a week or 10 days off. But I would think you'd be worried about being late and missing things and stuff like that. You know, the fact that Waller has become so attractive is kind of interesting to me. And apparently the horses are upset, but otherwise, there are people who want more acreage and want to have horses and goats and but apparently a lot of what's happening is suburban subdivisions out there. And also we've got Daikin out there. The people who make my seats at the Astros very, very cold. Mm-hmm. I have a jacket now. I didn't always have a jacket. And Tesla's out there and Amazon's out there. And those are pretty attractive. And another selling point, this one cracks me up for Waller, is that it's near 290. Well, I live near 290. And to me, a selling point is not a 50-minute ride on 290 into the city. That's like saying, come to the Woodlands. It's only an hour on I-45 to the city.
Yeah, but you're assuming that people that go to move out there actually want to come into the city.
I'm not assuming it. Someone else said that. I'm thinking this is not that big a plus. I'm with you. I can't really blame anybody for this because the parents mostly probably thought, okay, we can sign up close. The administrators thought they knew how many people. So I don't really blame anybody, but I hope that the kids who come in really late get lockers that are still on this planet.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly, Marcus?
Well, obviously, if I'm speaking as a kid, this is beautiful. Kids need any excuse just to get out of class, and the kid in me says, "Yay, we don't have to go to class for another 5 to 7 days." Unfortunately, it is a bad thing for this little cluster bump that's occurred. Exciting for the city of Waller. As an entrepreneur, I'm always excited about opportunities. So for all you entrepreneurs out there, sounds like Waller is what they say, on and popping.
Good, bad, or ugly, Jack?
Well, I'm going to go with the ugly side. As an educator, trying to get things started at a school year is always a problem.
Yeah.
And to know that I can't really get going because there's still probably 5 kids who are going to show up a week later. So I can't get started out of the gate because I got to vamp a little bit, but I can't keep the people who are there in the room without leading them in a certain way. So I'm not really going till all these folks finally eventually show up in the room, which puts everybody behind. And in our test universe, I guess the litigation that happens for adults is the tests that the kids have. There's still a timeline that no one else is going to wait for. So I've got to get all these kids up and rolling when who knows how many more. And oh gosh, where do we put Johnny, Sally, Juan when they finally show up and go in like, okay, there's already 25 kids in this class, and where do I put the extra 5? Just, share a seat. Oh, no, try a desk beside them. You can sit in the corner, and all the social things that have to go on when the kids get started. It just holds everything back. So yay for the success, and be careful what you ask for.
Finally, panel, while many things about elections in the U.S. are weird, there may be nothing that compares with Thursday's special parliamentary election in Clacton-on-Sea in southeastern England. That's where far-right conservative anti-immigrant pro-Brexit incumbent Nigel Farage resigned amid allegations of financial impropriety. By resigning, he halted an investigation. Then he said he would seek re-election to clear his name. But with all major political parties boycotting the election, all he had to do was defeat 33 other candidates, including Count Binface, a self-described intergalactic space warrior and leader of the Recyclons from the planet Sigma 9. He wears a black bodysuit, a silver cape, and a metal trash can on his head. He's also run before in other elections. His real name is John Harvey, and he is, in fact, an Oxford-educated comedian. And one poll showed that if this had been a national election, he'd have won. Alas, it was not to be for the Count. In the end, Farage was reelected, pulling in 63% of the votes. Count Binface came in second with 27%. Count Binface captures the British electorate's imagination in more than a quarter of a parliamentary vote in Clacton-on-Sea. Is this good, bad, or ugly speed round here? Marcus.
Oh, this is terribly ugly, and it resembles the election in the United States of America. I'll just leave it there. Count Binface is the president of the United States. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there are lots of ways to interpret that. Good, bad, or ugly, Jack.
Oh, I'm rooting for Captain Binface. He's got a great ad. The song he's got going was terrific. I'm so sorry he didn't make it because Farage is his own mess.
Well, and I guess we should point out that as Binface has run before, he's likely to run again.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we'll hear more from him. Good, bad, or ugly, Mary?
Reminds me of Pat Paulson, and we'd like to see Binface be the head of the Ministry of Silly Walks, as I'm told by my significant other.
Like I said, it resembles the United States.
Well, I wasn't expecting a Monty Python reference, but I like it.
He basically said it's PBS that's related, you can use it.
All right. Well, so when I said speed round, I didn't mean that.
Oh,
speed
come
round.
on. It was like straight down the 90 mile an hour.
Zelensky
were
was a
following our
comedian who
fearless
ran
leader.
for office.
That's
Yes,
true.
there we
No,
go.
that's a fair
Sure.
point.
That turned out to be
You know.
something good. And also in this country, we occasionally make dogs and goats are the mayors of our cities.
Kinky Friedman was doing all his
Kinky.
bit back in
Right,
the day. We've had
right.
our own technical.
Comedians,
there's nothing wrong
reality stars.
with a comedian or someone deciding that they want to run for office.
Well,
I don't have a problem with that. The challenge I have is that when people are forced to choose between someone who appears to be bad for the country
Yeah.
and someone who is a joke, then that's problematic.
And it's not credible that 1/3 of them are ready to go that direction. The
Yeah.
guy with a garbage can
Well,
on his head.
look
Now we are out
look,
of
look,
time.
look at us. We
Jack
voted for each
Young
other.
heads the University of Houston's Professional Actor Training Program. Mary Flood's a legal consultant at Androvet Legal Media and Marketing. Marcus Davis owns the Breakfast Club restaurant. Thank you all.
Hey,
Thank
team.
you.